Assalamu alaikum, peace be upon you, everybody. Welcome to the Arabic Quran YouTube channel. This is Abu Rasheed, and this is kind of a fun episode where I'm going to go through the longest English word and the longest Arabic word and the longest word in the Quran and the second longest word in the Quran. And there's two reasons for that. But before I get to the two reasons, I would like my two sons here, Rasheed and Muhammad, to pronounce this long English word. This is long, 45 letters long. Rashid, you want to go first?
Sure. Pneumono ultramicroscopic silvolcanic coniosis.
Ow.
Pneumono ultramicroscopic volcanoconiosis.
That's amazing, Mohammed. Thank you very much, Mohammed and Rashid. There you go, the longest English word, non-technical. If you, and by the way, it refers to a lung disease when you inhale silica dust from a volcano, just in case you were wondering. Now, if you did incorporate technical terms, okay, if you did consider them, then that word that they just pronounced is not the longest word, okay? There's a word that's actually 189,819 letters long and takes 3 hours to say. And like I listed there, it's a chemical name for a protein. Yes. Okay. Now, there's two things that I want to highlight in this video. Yes, I did say it's a fun video, but there's a couple of reasons. I'm using this approach just to very briefly highlight a main difference between two main differences between Arabic and English. Number one is this is an actual word. In Arabic, what I'm going to show you is not an actual word. It's a unit of speech, because it's a combination of verbs and nouns and particles. Okay? So, and it's a complete sentence unto itself. All right? So, I just want to, make that very clear that this is referring to one thing. Like this in the 45 letter word here, it's referring to a lung disease. Okay? You can't make a sentence out of it. If I mention this, that's not a sentence in English. It's not even a sentence, right? It's a reference to something. But in Arabic, when I say what I'm going to say, in the next couple of slides, those are complete sentences. And it's just because Arabic and English are structurally different. That's number one. Number two is that this is what makes, things very difficult, right? To translate. So when I'm going from, let's say, Arabic, the source language, to English, the target language, it's fraught with some difficulty. You can't translate in one fell swoop. You need at least two levels of translation. Okay, you need the word for word translation, meaning like particle / verb / noun, to the rough English equivalent, and then you have to go back and perform a sentence level translation. Okay. Anyway, so that's what I'm doing here. I'm not trying to, this is not a competition between who has, the longest words. That's not the point. The point is to really highlight the structural differences here. Okay, all right. So this is English. You can see it here. You want to pause it and try to pronounce it? Be my guest. All right, let's go to the second slide. The second slide here, as you can see, it's a 14-letter unit of speech. I call it a word here. I do call it a word, but it's not really a word. I would say it's a unit of speech. Okay? Unit of speech. Oops, that's bad writing. Okay? All right. So, okay, and you can see that because I signified that by the use of the different colors, right? So let's first of all pronounce it, and then I'll translate it, the final translation, and then we'll go back and dissect this. So it says, أَفَاسْتَسْقَيْنَاكُمُوهُ أَفَاسْتَسْقَيْنَاكُمُوهُ أَفَاسْتَسْقَيْنَاكُمُوهُ. That's right. A little difficult there. And what that's saying is, did we seek water from you? So did we seek water from you, right? All right, let's translate this. Now, the first part of the unit of speech there is called Hamzat al-istifham or adat al-istifham, and it is the particle of interrogation, or simply we can just say the question particle. Okay? Question particle. And then in brackets, I could just put did, because it's asking a question, right? The next one is fa. Okay? And that in Arabic is called harf al-isti'naf, the particle of resumption. We can simply translate that as so. Okay? So. Now, the red and the blue is the verb. The red and the blue is the verb, but I broke it up into two different colors because the blue is signifying the action and the red is signifying the doer. Because in Arabic, verbs, the action and the doer are inextricably intertwined. You can't decouple the two, right? They're bound at the hip, okay? So the verb is istasqa. Istasqa yastasqi. And the noun is istisqa, and it means to seek water. Seek, and in a religious context, the istisqa can mean request for rain, because in Islam we have something called dua al-istisqa, right? The supplication to Allah, to God, to send water. And we see that here in the mosques in California, for example, because of the drought, because we need water, right? And in a lot of the desert regions in the world, you need water. So we make dua al-istisqa. That's where it comes from. Okay? So the verb is istasqa. But here it's conjugated to istasqayna. Istasqayna, right? Istasqayna, it means we sought water, or we requested water. Okay? So this is the we part. And then the blue is sought water, or specifically we could say rain, right? Okay, in another context, but water should suffice here. Okay, all right. So that the na, that red there, the na, that's one pronoun. That's called damir muttasil. It is connected to the verb, and it is the doer. It is the fa'il for all of you grammar fans. Fa'il fi mahalli raf. في محل رفع, right? Okay, لأنه مبني. All right, this is another pronoun, and it means you, okay? And it's plural. Okay? You, plural. Okay, referring to you and me. Now, this wow here in Arabic is called, now this doesn't have a grammatical role, it has a phonetic role, okay? It's called wow al-ishba'. Wow al-ishba'. Ishba' means completion, fulfillment, satiety, satisfaction, etc. And here we're talking about grammatical fulfillment, okay? It is, so we can call it the particle of phonetic phonetic completion, we can call it, right? Or fulfillment. Okay? A particle of phonetic completion or fulfillment. Okay. What is it doing? What does that mean? Well, the kum here has something called a sukun. See that little O that I drew above the meme, right? What that means is that's to make the meme sakin, silent, right? Absence of a haraka, right? Now, you cannot attach a pronoun like this one, this pink one, to the meme in Arabic. That's a phonetic violation. And I'm not going to go into the details here, but I do in class. But, I don't want to make this video too long. But the hu there, that pronoun, which is referring to it, which means the water, okay? You can't just add that to the kum, okay? You cannot say kum hu. So, kumu, okay? That's a phonetic rule. And that has nothing to do with grammar, okay? So particle of phonetic completion or fulfillment, we can say. Waw al-ishba' in Arabic. All right. And then that hu, that's a third pronoun, as I said. That's also a damir muttasil attached pronoun, and it's referring to the water. It means it, but referring to the water, okay? Now, you could probably make this 15 letters, by changing that pink hu to a ha, but then you would be referring to waters maybe, or, a plural, like liquids, right? But it's probably doesn't carry that much meaning, because water is collective, and so, we just refer to it as a masculine noun. Water is a masculine noun in Arabic, okay? Mudhakkar. Anyways, there you go. So I just broke that down for you. Okay, that's the longest word in Arabic. Let's look at the longest word in the Quran. The longest word in the Quran is 11 letters long, and the second one is 10 letters long, okay? So the فَأَسْقَيْنَاكُمُ, well, this fa again is so, it's harful isti'naf. Now this verb here is not like the one, it's the same root letters, sin, qaf, ya, but this is not istasqa, this is asqa. Asqa yusqi. And the masdar, or the gerund, or the verbal noun, is isqa. Isqa. And what this means is to provide water. Okay? This means to provide water. Okay? Quench one's thirst, for example. Okay? But here it's providing water, based on the verse in the Quran. So Allah is saying, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, God, creator of the universe, is the one that provided water, right, for all of us, right, from the skies, and caused rain to fall. We have the lakes, the rivers, the oceans, etc. Okay, so Allah is saying that we caused, we gave you the water. Basically, we gave you the water. Okay, this is gave water, and this is the we. Now the we is the majestic or the royal we. It doesn't, that would contradict Islamic belief that we have more than one God. Allah is Allah, one God. So the we, though, is to indicate the status, the ta'zim of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the greatness of Allah. It's like when kings speak, the kings speak in the pronoun, first person plural pronoun, right? We. So it's called the majestic we. So فَأَسْقَيْنَاكُمُ, we gave water to you. The to is implied. So this is you in plural. And this is, plural. Just put it short there. And that is an attached pronoun. Okay. Now this is the same waw al-ishba', the particle of phonetic fulfillment, and then we have the hu, which refers back to the water. Okay. There you go. فَأَسْقَيْنَاكُمُ, 11 letters long. That's a complete sentence. That is a complete sentence in Arabic, and that's why, just like the previous slide, this is not a word. It's an actual sentence. Okay. And then the final one, أَنُلْزِمُكُمُوهَا. Let's look at that one. This is, as we know, mentioned in the last slide, this is the particle, question particle, right? Question particle. Okay. And here we can say shall. Okay, nulzimu is from the verb alzama yulzimu. It's been conjugated as we here, okay? So the we is implied or hidden, the doer, okay? We call that in Arabic damir mustatir, right? It's hidden, nahnu, we. And the verb alzama yulzimu, it means to obligate or compel to accept. Obligate or compel to accept. Okay. And then here we have you again in plural. So it's, shall we compel or obligate you to accept it? Here is the it, okay? And in the verse, there's two feminine nouns mentioned. One is bayina, which is referring, some say it would be the fitra or the nature of Nuh alayhi salam. And actually, I should have mentioned that this verse is talking about the Prophet Noah and his believers. The Prophet Noah and his believers. So the we here, I'm going to put Noah in that's the biblical name, but Nuh, and I'm going to put as for alayhi salam and his followers. Okay. So anulzimukumuha, and the ha, it can, here it's feminine, and it goes back to either the bayyina or the rahma. Now those who say that the pronoun goes back to the closest thing, it would go back to the rahma. And the rahma here, the mercy here, is the wahi. It is the revelation that Nuh is bringing. Okay, the bayyina, it could be the fitra, the nature of Nuh alayhi salam, his beautiful nature. It can also be the nubuwah. Okay, it can be the nubuwah, his the clear proof. Okay, all right. So we have, that both are feminine, and so the ha would go back to that. All right. So the Nuh alayhi salam and his followers are saying, shall we compel you to commit? Shall we compel you to accept it? No prophet can force anybody to accept the truth. Truth has to be believed in. It's not obligatory, but you will pay the consequences on the day of judgment if you don't accept the truth, right? But you have the choice in this life, but then you have to bear the consequences in the next life. That's what the question here from Nuh alayhi salam is coming to the people that he is preaching to, and who are, a lot of them are rejecting his message. Okay. Anyways, that's it, brothers and sisters, everybody who viewed this. Really appreciate you sitting with me and going through this. That is it. You got the longest English word, the longest Arabic word, the longest word in the Quran, and the second longest word in the Quran. Please subscribe to the video, like this, set the notifications on, and share this with your friends. Assalamu alaikum from me, Abu Rasheed. Peace be upon you.